Welcome. Today I got a question regarding the checking of consecutive leaves. In most of the companies nowadays, each of the employees are required to take a mandatory of 5 consecutive business days of leave or 10 continuous business days of leave. It depends upon company to company the number of days a person has to take up as a leave. So what exactly will be considered as a 5 days of a consecutive business days leave? Let us first understand that. Let's move on to the second tab. Now here I have plotted a certain date starting from January 1st to 15th of January. Now a person may be taking a leaves during the year, but to consider as a part of a consecutive or a continuous business days of leave, a person has to take a continuous days. So what is exactly a continuous days? So he can take a leaves during the entire week so that it will be considered as a part of consecutive business days or 5 days of leave. If suppose something he does before weekend and after weekend, certain leaves he takes up. Something on Thursday, Friday he takes up, and then suddenly on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday he takes up, but not on the Thursday and Friday of a next week. So still he will be considered as a part of a consecutive business days leaves. He has already complied with that policy. However, but if suppose he breaks this leave and then in second week he takes leave on Thursday and Friday, it won't be considered as a part of a consecutive business days leave. So in short, first thing he has to take a continuous 5 days of leave, or if weekend comes into picture, so the leave should be before starting the weekend and after starting the weekend should be continued. So that will be considered as a part of a continuous business days leave. So let us go back to our leave data which a person has provided over here. So this is almost running into 80,000 rows. So there are certain steps which we need to perform to get or identify the exceptions for this. It is very formula extensive for this Excel. At times data, because of this huge data, Excel may hang up. So probably we will have to break this data only with certain chunks and then analyze it in 2 or 3 parts as such. So first thing we have to start up with identifying the employees who have already taken up 5 days of leave. So what do I mean by 5 days of leave? Just to give an example, if you look at row number 60, this particular employee has already taken 6 days of leave continuously as per this data. So we don't need to analyze this particular person in our data. We'll just remove it and then analyze the rest of the people. So first step, let's create a pivot table out of it. Go to insert pivot tables, click pivot table. Yes, a new pivot table will be created. Put employee ID on rows and the number of days on values. Convert values into max so that we will identify what is the maximum number of leaves a given employee has taken up. So you can see employee 382460 has taken maximum 3 days of leaves as per this data. It may happen that there might be some additional days which he has taken up which are not considered, that we will analyze in our next part. So as of now we can remove this particular person, but instead of manually removing this, we will just sort this data by going to this filter, ascending max number of days. Okay, so each of the employees have got one days of leave over here. So we will just scroll down to the a person who has taken a 5 days of leave. So here it goes. Still little below. Here it is in row number 1485. The employees which are below row number 1485 have already taken up leaves more than 5 days. So we need not consider that in our analysis. So we'll just select the employees just above these rows and group it. Right click, group. So these are grouped into, just click on this minus arrow and double click on this. So we have got the data for the employees who have not taken up 5 days of leave continuously as of now. This is not done. This is just a first part of it. So now here you can see that we have almost got from 80,000 of rows, almost like 50,000 of data for which we can analyze. But instead of analyzing the 50,000 data at the one go. We will just break it into a chunks and analyze it in pieces, so that for Excel also it's good and Excel doesn't hang up. But if you have a better configuration in your computer and even the Excel is 64-bit, I would recommend you to go it in one go rather than going into a pieces. So as of now, I will just identify first 50,000 rows, 5,000 rows, sorry. Just type in this name box A 5,000. So it will just go to that particular row. So now here you can see that the data for this employee is coming up here. I will just select the data till row number 4996, and for our analysis I will just insert one row. So next time when I am coming back to this file, I know from where to start up. Let us select this data for first few 4900 rows, copy it and paste into a new Excel file. Just create a new Excel file. I am doing this because for Excel, this is formula extensive steps which we will be performing, and Excel will hang up. So it's better to break into a separate files and do the analysis. But as I said, if you have a better configuration of a laptop or Excel, just go ahead in the same Excel file. I'm just saving this and let's close it. This is done. So now I will be inserting days, all 365 days over here, and just putting this one into the individual days over here. Just type one over here, go to fill, click series, select this rows linear, step value as 1, stop value as 365. Done. So now here we'll just enter this, select this, control right arrow key, we'll go to the last row, control shift left arrow key, control dot. Now go back to your fill series, look at the series in option, rows is being selected, in type date is selected, date unit day, just click OK. So all the days will be inserted in these rows at one go. So that is one of the step which we have already performed. Now instead of 1 2 3, we will just get the weekday for this one, which will be useful in our subsequent formulas. Weekday, I'm just selecting this, enter. I've selected 2 as over here, so because my week starting is from Monday. Done. Now let's go back to formulas, and first of all I will have to convert that into manual, but before converting into manual I will just show you the formulas which will be copying up. The first thing I need to identify 3 conditions over here, whether this date row constant is less than or equal to our start date column constant. Yes, so it will come true. So the second condition is this selected date row constant over here is greater than or equal to this particular date. Sorry, here it should be less than or equal to this particular date column constant, true. I will go back to this and change it to greater than or equal to start date. So I have got, in the third condition I need to identify whether the given date is not a weekend. So weekend start on 6 and 7 only. So row constant less than 6. So once this all 3 conditions are met, I should be getting a 1 over here. If this particular start date and end date and this particular day falls within this range, so I will be getting 1. In Excel, true is considered as 1 and false is considered as 0. So I will just copy this, cut, go back to this, you have to multiply it. So true means 1, so 1 into 1 it will be 1 always. So again the same thing for this, cut it and paste into this, multiplying, done. Now we have got this and we have to do it across for all the data over here for all the 5,000 rows. or probably 4,900 rows. So before doing that, let's put this stuff into a manual so that Excel doesn't hangs up when we are copying the formulas. So I'll copy this, go to last row, control left, control shift left arrow key, control V, and press this twice so that it gets copied down. Wait for a few seconds till it gets copied. Okay, now it's done. Let's go back to our first column. Okay, okay, now we have come to home row. Let's freeze the panes over here so that the relevant data is visible. Now I will just select this employees field over here by control shift down arrow key, control C, copy that data just below this, and now I will just remove the duplicates over here, selecting this, control shift down, go to data and click remove duplicates. Okay, cancel. I guess I haven't selected the entire stuff, so from starting from employee ID field down, click on remove duplicates. Okay, so there are only 330 unique employees for which the data is populated over here. So now I will be just putting the sumif function over here. Notice that my formula is still in manual mode and not into a automatic mode. I will run calculate now once I am done with the formula. So let's start up with the sumif. Let's select this range over here. Press F4. Range is being selected. Criteria column constant, comma, the range over here now again. For rows constant over here. Done. Similar way, I will have to copy this across all the region. First, let us identify what is the last row here. Row number is 5333. Okay, so let's copy this first of all. Okay, instead of manually waiting, just select this particular row. Okay, just scroll above. When you come to here, press Ctrl right arrow key. It will go to the last row. Select row number 5004 and control right arrow key, control V. It will get copied. So now I will go to NG 5333. Press control G and type NG 5333. Okay, it will go over there, that particular cell. Once it is selected, control shift right arrow key, control shift up arrow key, and press control V. So all these formulas have been copied in all the cells. It just sum up all the data over here. So let's press now, calculate now. It will take some time. Probably I will pause the video and come back once it is done. Okay, once you do that calculate now, it will take some time and we have done with that particular step. And now you can see over here, it has 1 in various fields. So let us cross check whether our formulas are calculating correctly or not. Let us first convert the formatting for this so it's correctly visible over here. Go to home, select that entire stuff and comma, decrease the decimal places. So let's see over here whether it has been calculating correctly or not. So probably there is some mistake which we have done and it is not calculating correctly. Okay, let's see what mistake we have done. We have made the rows as a constant over here instead of a column. So probably we will have to change that. Let's go back over here and change this to columns. Again, no, this is rows only, G4, this particular row we'll have to keep it as constant instead of d5. So probably once we rectify the formula like this, keeping this particular column as a constant over here and this particular row as a constant, you can just copy this across the entire stuff and even just below that. And once you are done, just press calculate now so that the data will get updated. So it's getting updated. It's done almost. So it is done. So let's see whether this formula is calculating correctly or not now. So here it is calculating correctly. So let's go and see in the month of March, 20th of March, whether it is calculating correctly there or not. This is month of May, February. This is for the month of March. Let's scroll a little bit on the right hand side. Okay, so you can see that only for the month of March and day 20th of March, it is giving as 1 and the rest of the days it is giving as 0. Let's look at for the next row. So it is calculating it for them as well correctly. For 1st of April, it is also calculating correctly. Okay, so our formulas are working correctly now. So let us first convert this all the formulas into values. Control A, Control C, Alt E S V values. Okay, now save it. I'm just pressing the save button over here. So now at the bottom where we have inserted some formulas, you have got the number of days or a person who has taken leaves. Like for this employee 32848 he has taken 32 days of leaves in the entire year, which are spread across these particular days. It's just kind of a day wise details are being populated over here. Now let us copy this into another sheet. Press Ctrl Shift down arrow key, Ctrl Shift right arrow key, Ctrl C, Ctrl N for a new Excel file. I'm just copying it over here. Okay, let's copy the heading as well. Let's copy the headings over here. Okay, let's delete this and let us close this file. Again, since it is like really a huge file, so I'm copying it to another file. Let us save it. Leave part 2. Okay, I have saved it. Now probably once I got this details over here, I will be just identifying now consecutive business days a person has taken up and what is the maximum number he has taken up. To do that, first I will have to insert a rows over here below each of the employees. So let's have one trick over here. So let us type mode row comma 2. So row will just give us the number of 4 and 4 will be divided by 2 and whatever the remainder it will come over here. So just type that and double click this. I know everything is coming as 0 here since our calculation mode is kept to manual. So that's why. So let's click calculate now. Now you can see 010101 is being coming over here. So let's convert this result into Alt ES into values. Okay, so we will be inserting this. Now press Ctrl F, just type 1 over here and click find all. Once you have this, press Ctrl Shift N. So it will just select the rows where the 1 is being typed. And now insert the rows by pressing Ctrl and plus key. Okay, so alternate rows are being inserted over here. So let's go to home. And now we will have to insert a row just above 0. So let us select this entire column, control F. Now type 0 over here, click find all. Now control shift end, control plus, and entire row will be get inserted now. So this unwanted row I will just delete it. Now I will be just identifying the what are the consecutive business days he has taken up. For that, the formula I will just show it to you, and which will be copied in all these blank cells. If this particular day is considered as 1, so take a total of this plus this. Otherwise, just identify if this particular day is greater than or equal to 6. It means whether it is a weekend. So what do I take it? I will just selecting this, otherwise 0. Fine. Let us keep this row as a constant over here. F2, press F4 twice. So the rows are being kept constant over here. Done. Let's put for few minutes into automatic mode this calculation, and I will just show you what exactly this formula will do it. I'm just copying it few of the cells over here. Now you can see that here the 1 is not coming over, but suppose if a person has taken a leave over here, automatically for the weekend also it will be considered, and if on Monday as well he has taken a leave, so it will be considered as a 2. So going forward it will automatically be converted as 3. So it will just keep on continuously adding up till the time it gets 0 over here. So let's move back to this 0, and we will have to copy this formula across. So let's open the clip art over here and copy our formula. I have already copied something, so probably I will just remove that, and now copy this to your clipboard. Let us delete this stuff, and now by selecting this row in the 2nd of January, click that and control shift end. Now press control G alt S spatial and select blanks. Okay, so it will just select the blank rows over here. Now press F2 and click paste, and now press control enter and not just enter. So once it is done, it will get over here. Now the next thing, I will have to identify the max function over here. So probably I will be just selecting this column by pressing shift and page down till the time it goes till last row, and again control G and blank. So max function, control shift right arrow key, bracket close, control enter. So once it is done, let's come back to our home. The max function is being entered over here. But since these are not giving the correct results, as we have kept the formulas into a manual mode, so let's click calculate now. Let's press one more time, calculate now. So it is being done now. Now let's copy this into another sheet. Okay, we have selected the entire column, so let's press it over here, or instead of that, just paste values over here so that the formulas are not getting copied over here. Insert one more column, copy this just stuff over here. Now select control G alt S, select constant. Okay, is equal to, with down arrow and one right arrow, select this 6 and press control enter. Okay, so the maximum days are being selected over here. So let us convert this into values, alt E S V. Okay, so these days are not required anymore. Let's delete this column, and now type it max consecutive days employee ID. Okay, increase the column width by Alt O C A. Okay, so now let's press Ctrl Shift End and filter it out. Let's remove the blank rows out of this. Press End and just select the blank rows. Let's delete it. Control minus entire row. So it will get deleted. So now you will just have the maximum number of days. So here you will be getting the what is the maximum consecutive days a person has taken up. So our exception will be for 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. People who have taken 5 or more leaves are not considered in our exception. So probably we will just select all of them and delete the employees who have already taken up. Let's select this, filter it out, and control minus entire row. So we have got the details of the employees who have not taken 5 days of consecutive days of leave. So these are in all 195 employees. Fine. If you have any question, just drop me a mail. Thank you.